On today's program, you're going to hear the message, the words, that caused me to lock horns with the #1 Muslim activist group in the nation, CARE, a semi-terrorist-backed organization. This is also a message that I've shared often that has literally put a price on my head. I refuse to be silenced. I refuse to sit back and let 1.3 billion souls go to hell without at least telling them the truth. This is a message you don't want to miss. It's the truth about the false religion of Islam on today's edition of Live Prayer.
What problems are you dealing with in your life right now?
Do you feel like giving up? Times are hard and you're not strong. Well, I know the answer for you, and it will lead to real truth. Don't look back to yesterday.
Now there are answers.
Tomorrow's on the
Welcome to
way.
Live Prayer.
It's waiting there for you.
Here's your host, Bill Kelly.
You can make it through.
And welcome to Live Prayer. I'm Bill Keller. It's good to have you with me on this Tuesday morning as we are going to take a look today at the false religion of Islam. I have had run-ins with the radical Muslim groups around the nation, around the world for years now. Have literally 2 fatwas, which are literally little more than contracts for my death. There are certain nations that it would be impossible for me to ever go to because I would probably be executed within hours of arriving. But just because people threaten my life, I refuse to be silent. Matter of fact, since I started Live Prayer 11 years ago, I get an average of 6 to 8 death threats a month. It's just part of what happens in this time that we're living. When you tell the truth to people, many are looking for that truth, looking for something to hold on. Many don't want to hear the truth. Many are hostile to the truth to the point of trying to silence the messenger. So this is going to be a very important program you don't want to miss. Again, I'm the founder of LivePrayer.com, the world's largest interactive Christian website. We reach a little over 2.4 million people a day via the internet. I would encourage you when you get a chance to visit our website, check out all the great features. The one thing I want you to make sure you do when you go there is to sign up for the free daily devotional. I've written it every morning for nearly 11 years. Over 2.4 million people get it in their email every morning. So make sure when you go to LivePrayer.com, you sign up for the daily devotional. It'll come in your email every day. All the issues of the day, the things we face in life from a biblical worldview to challenge you, encourage you, build you up, and make you the man or woman of God He's called you to be. It's so good to have you with me today. We have got an exciting program again because there's very few places you're ever going to hear the real truth about Islam. That's why CARE, the Muslim equivalent to the ACLU, that has tenuous ties to terror groups like Hamas, wants to silence me. That's why there's fatwas on my head if I ever traveled overseas. That's why I get death threats from Islamic groups here in the U.S. all the time. Because they don't want people to hear the truth about this false religion of hate and death. But on this program today, you're going to hear the truth about Islam. Now, after hearing the truth, again, it's up to you to believe it or not. But all I'm going to share with you is historical fact that you can go and research and search out for yourself. So it's going to be an exciting program. And it's an important program because too many people in this nation have been lulled to sleep. Too many people in this nation are apathetic about the greatest threat we have to our nation, and that is the threat from Islam. I'm not going to get it too deep into Islam in this first segment. I'll do that when I come out of the break. But let me just say this. Islam has the clear and stated goal of killing all who will not convert to their false religion. They have the clear and stated goal of turning every nation into an Islamic country. And if you think for a second that's not their clear and stated goal for the United States, again, you either have your head buried in the sand or you haven't got a clue what's going on around you. If you go to suburbs of Detroit, Michigan, like Dearborn, don't plan on sleeping past 5 o'clock in the morning because you'll get woken up by the prayer horns. Mosques on every corner. There is an ever-growing population of Muslims in this nation. And let me dispel one mistake that people make about Islam. There are no good Muslims and bad Muslims. There's just Muslims. Now, I know people like to say, well, it's only the radical few that cause all the problems. No, you got to understand something. All Muslims believe in the Quran. We'll get into that in a little bit. And that book says death to all infidels. Trust me, if jihad or holy war ever broke out in the United States, the Muslim man that runs the 7-Eleven or the donut shop, he's not going to be your buddy anymore. He may be a nice guy to you now while you're buying your gas from him and buying your donuts from him, but he's a Muslim first. You know, it was interesting. I've talked to some older immigrants who are elderly now, and they said, you know, when we came to the United States, you know, we didn't abandon our heritage and our culture, but we came here to be Americans. We came to assimilate ourselves into the American lifestyle. We still held on to our cultural heritage, but we were here not to push our culture on America, but to assimilate into the American culture. That's not true with Islam. They're here to try to force Americans to become Muslims. They're here to push their Islamic faith upon this nation. Franklin Graham, the son of Reverend Billy Graham, was recently disinvited from a Pentagon prayer service. Why? Because he had the guts to tell the truth about Islam. That's a religion of hate and death. And the Muslims put political pressure to have him disinvited. There are airports now in this nation where they've forced the airports to put in foot baths. Why, you can't pray at home before you leave? These are just a few examples. In Buffalo, just a year ago, there was a nice Muslim man and his nice Muslim wife living in a nice middle-class suburban community. He wasn't a jihadist. He wasn't a Muslim terrorist. Yet he woke up one morning and chopped his wife's head off. He is a very well-respected member of the community. Woke up, what did she do? She had the audacity to want a divorce. So he killed her in what is called an honor killing. A father shoots his 2 daughters because they were becoming too westernized. This is what Islam is about, my friend. It's not a religion of peace, as some would have you believe. And when we come back, the first thing I'm going to make sure you understand is that Allah and God are not the same. So don't go anywhere. When we come back, you're going to hear the truth about Islam, a truth you better not miss, and you better not ignore, and you better wake up to. Stay tuned for more of Live Prayer.
Now you can be part of this great movement to turn this nation back to God and biblical truth. One way you can help is by donating your old gold and jewelry to goldforsouls.com. Goldforsouls.com was set up to make it easy for people like you to give to support this great effort. It works much like the other popular sites where you can send in your old gold and jewelry, except instead of getting a check back for a fraction of the value of the items you send in, we will send you a donation receipt for the fair market value of your jewelry. For example, if you send one of these many popular companies $100 worth of jewelry, you'll get back a check for around $10. By donating your valuables to goldforsouls.com, we will send you a donation receipt that you can write off your taxes for the full $100. What you donate to goldforsouls.com will not only get you a tax-deductible donation receipt for the fair market value of your gold and jewelry, but it will pay you eternal dividends, since the funds will be used to help lead this nation back to God and biblical truth and the souls of men to faith in Jesus Christ. To take your stand for Christ and help lead this nation back to God and His truth, please go to www.goldforsouls.com. That's GOLDFORSOULS. www.goldforsouls.com and follow the easy instructions. Or you can call 1-877-654-1141 and request your Gold for Souls shipping pack to use your old gold and jewelry to save souls and help lead our nation back to God and biblical truth. Again, please go to www.goldforsouls.com and follow the easy instructions, or you can call toll-free 1-877-654-1141 and request your Gold for Souls shipping pack. Our nation is in spiritual freefall. God's wrath and judgment for our sins and wickedness is imminent. The only answer for this nation is to turn back to God and biblical truth. You can be part of this great movement by taking your old gold and jewelry to save souls and help lead our nation back to God and His truth. Go now to www.goldforsouls.com and follow the easy instructions, or call toll-free